How much boat is truly enough? Find out in Random Access Memory. Since Holland is mostly below sea level, keeping houses from flooding is a constant problem. Now, this concept fixes that problem by having an apartment complex that floats. The Citadel is the residential part of the new water complex, which tries to embrace Holland's water worldness instead of fighting it. It'll have a floating road to the mainland as well as plenty of boat docks for its 60 units. Apparently, it'll also be 25% more energy efficient than an equivalent complex on land. And that's because it'll be using the surrounding water as a cooling agent. It looks kind of crazy, but it's the kind of crazy that just might work. Pool deck, helicopter pad, elevator. I guess that when you own a 300-foot monument to your wealth, taking stairs just won't do the trick. Nor would, apparently, walking around the pool, since there's a bridge over it. Now, we've mentioned Schopfer's previous and first luxury yacht, the Oculus, but the new Infinitas is far, far cooler, with its closed-loop infinity symbol design, and of course it includes a much-needed upgrade in the form of an extra 50 feet of length. How did they get by without it? Did you know that the moon is really black in color? It's an optical illusion that makes it look gray to us here on Earth. And if there were a truly white object next to the moon, it would look quite dark. Now, before we move on, here's some mental candy to keep you energized. It's your daily supplement.
For those of you techies who follow the battle of your favorite brands across the global market, you should know that UK-based cellular company Orange has managed to secure a contract with Apple for the iPhone, just as O2's 2-year reign of this glamorous product comes to an end. Although folks at O2 claim that they were getting ready to move on from the iPhone and are in the works for securing a similar deal with Palm Pre instead, Orange says that they took the initiative, making the most of a 2-year break clause in O2's contract with Apple. Although Orange isn't revealing its prices till closer to launch, rumor has it that it will undercut the current price. However, from the initial feedback, they don't have anything to worry about. According to reports, some 65,000 customers signed up just hours after they made the announcement. Another interesting development is that Orange won't have monopoly over the iPhone. At least one other mobile operator is said to be making it available as well, though maybe not in time for the Christmas rush. Pride, exhilaration, and maybe even some fear. These possibly were some of the emotions experienced by the human race when it sent the first man to space. But what about the first clown? As part of his efforts to help publicize the growing shortage of clean water, the Canadian circus billionaire Guy Laliberté blasted off into space on last Wednesday morning. Although the intents of mission might be noble, Laliberté certainly made a statement by donning a bona fide clown nose and brought along several extra noses for his crewmates. Incidentally, Laliberté's circus empire is none other than the critically acclaimed act Cirque du Soleil. It's been an odd 18 years since the inception of the World Wide Web in little old Switzerland. Since that time, the global tangle of information, marketing and social networking that has come to be referred to interchangeably as the Internet and Web has been operating with a considerable amount of US dominance until now. ICANN, the body with the powerful and influential role of overseeing web addresses, has ended its agreement with the US government. That's right. The agreement that had originally been made in 1998 was scheduled to expire today. The decision to push ICANN's status as an international body rather than just as one associated with the US is also resultant from the relentlessness of other nations' concerns. In fact, it is rumored that the concept of alternative internets was being explored. The US's initial influence of the net was something that was perhaps inevitable, considering the large role the country played in developing the support technologies that built the actual framework of the internet. This change of policy is heralded to give other countries a more prominent role in what goes online, including web addresses and key internet language appearing in idioms such as Arabic, Chinese, etc. Did man come from monkeys or from Lucy? A discovery that hits hard at the story of our beginnings comes in the form of the oldest fossil skeleton of a human ancestor. Whereas the previously known Lucy, a mere 3.2 million years old, created the hope of a famous missing link between humans and apes, dated to more than 1 million years before Lucy, points the story another way. The newly found incredibly old fossil named Ardi shows surprisingly advanced characteristics, suggesting that we have been completely wrong in looking to the chimpanzee for insight into early human ancestors.
So, now you know who'd win in a fight between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Plus, how to not stab your loved one the next time you get into a fight. Hope you take away some lessons from this episode of i-Techie, but that's all we have for you this week. We'll see you same time, same place next week.